Today, we're going to do something a little different. We're going to take apart this absolutely beautiful Korean visual script and see how it ticks. How does it build such an incredible message of hope and self-compassion? So, let's dive in.
Right from the get-go, the very first thing you see sets this really intimate tone. It's not a story being told at you. It feels like a message that's meant for you. And that dedication, it's like an invitation, telling us to see ourselves, our own struggles and hopes, in the journey that's about to unfold.
So what we're looking at here is this short but really powerful visual poem. And our goal isn't just to watch it or retell the plot. Nope. We're going to get under the hood and figure out how it works. What are the specific metaphors and visual tricks it's using to connect with us so deeply? Okay, so the script kicks off with this just brilliant metaphor for growth. And it's something we all get, right? A seed. With that one simple image, it immediately drops us into the first big idea of the whole piece: patience. The value of just waiting. And the script has this great name for it: the unseen effort. We see it happen with this quiet, simple act of planting a tulip bulb. And that's such a smart choice, isn't it? Because it completely reframes what waiting means. It's not just sitting around doing nothing. It's this crucial, productive time where all the strength is being built up, just under the surface, where you can't see it yet. And then it lays it all out for us in these three really clear stages. First, you've got the hidden effort. That's the planting. Then comes the silent growth, which is, when it looks like absolutely nothing is happening. And finally, you get the inevitable bloom. By breaking it down like this, it takes a really complex emotional journey and makes it feel, natural, totally understandable. And this line right here, it just nails the whole point of this first part. It's basically saying, hey, those days where you feel stuck, where it feels like you're going nowhere, those are the days you're building strength. It's this direct, comforting message telling us to just trust the process. Your time to bloom, it's coming. All right, so we've got the foundation, patience. Now let's see where the story goes next. It pivots to tackle another huge obstacle for so many of us, right? This obsession with being perfect. And the way it does it is just so simple and relatable. It's genius. So it's not some big, dramatic catastrophe. It's a tiny little coffee stain on a favorite sweater. And you see that flicker of frustration. We've all been there. But then there's this shift. She just kind of shrugs, smiles, and ties the sweater around her waist. And just like that, this tiny flaw becomes the very thing that helps her switch gears from chasing perfection to just living in the moment. So what the script is really doing here is laying out a choice for us. You can have this impossible goal over here, perfection, or you can have this very real, achievable thing over here, happiness. And it's showing us that by letting go of that first one, the character, and really us, the viewer, is finally free to grab onto the second. And that's really the heart of this whole section. It's saying that real, true happiness, it doesn't come from getting rid of all your flaws. It comes from making peace with them. It's about learning to love the coffee stains, and all the other messy, imperfect parts of being human. Okay, so here's where we get to the real emotional core of the story. We've talked about patience, we've talked about perfection, and now the script dives right into what it feels like to hit rock bottom, to be in that dark place. And the way it shows this visually is just incredibly smart. The technique here is just so effective. It's not just telling you, oh, the character feels lonely now. It shows you, using light as a symbol. The lighting basically becomes its own character in the story, and it perfectly maps out her whole internal journey from one feeling to the next. So let's walk through it together. First, she's in this 24-hour convenience store. Think about that light. It's harsh, it's cold, it's fluorescent, the perfect visual for feeling totally isolated. Then we pull back. Now she's under a single warm street lamp. The light's still small, but it's different, right? It's comforting. It feels like a companion. And then, finally, we get to dawn. The sun is rising over the whole city. It's this amazing visual journey from total despair to a quiet kind of strength, and then, finally, to hope. And the big idea here is that the darkness isn't the end of the story. Not at all. In this world, it's what comes before the good part. It's actually necessary. It's that contrast that makes the sunrise, that light of dawn, feel so much more powerful, so much more brilliant when it finally arrives. So, after that really emotional high point, the story does something super smart. It pivots.
It moves from all that internal stuff, all that thinking and feeling, to actual external action. It basically shows us how to take these big, abstract ideas like hope and resilience and turn them into real things you can do every day. And look at the things it highlights. They're all so simple, but so powerful. Tacking up some photos, leaving a little thank you note, giving up your seat on the subway, drawing a flower on the calendar to mark a task you finished. And this last one is huge. Just looking in the mirror and telling yourself, you worked hard today. These aren't big, heroic acts. They're small, consistent moments of kindness that build up real momentum.
And this quote just puts a perfect button on it. The idea is that you don't carry the weight of a huge dream with one massive effort. No, you carry it with all the small actions you take, day after day. It's all about just showing up for yourself one tiny step at a time. And all of this, it brings us to the final, really powerful takeaway. The script takes everything we've just talked about, patience, imperfection, resilience, action, and it ties it all together into one big, profound idea. And believe it or not, it's been hiding in the title the whole time.
See, the final message isn't, okay, now go out and start blooming. It's not a command. It's a total reframe of the entire journey. It challenges that whole idea we have that growth is some finish line you have to cross. Instead, it's saying that growth is the process itself, the one you're in right this very second.
This is the last line you hear, and man, does it change everything. All that stuff we saw, the waiting for the seed to sprout, the coffee stain, the dark nights, the tiny little actions, that wasn't the stuff you do before you bloom. The script is telling us that was the blooming. It just completely shifts your perspective, doesn't it?
So I guess I want to leave you with the same question this incredible script leaves us with. What if we just stopped waiting? Stopped waiting to feel like we've made it or arrived? What if we started to see the effort, that unseen struggle happening under the surface, making pace with our messy selves? What if we realized that is the bloom? What do you think would change if we really truly believed we are already blooming, right here, right now?